professor of data science at Washington University, features editor of the Harvard Data Science Review that looks at election data, also Mark and Carol Vittert's favorite child. She says that often. Is it too early yet to start doing a postmortem on how states have shifted 12, 13, 14 points in a year?
I mean, sure, there's going to be a deep dive later on in the coming weeks, but I think it's very fair to look at the overall issues. So, for example, we saw voters switch over the past 2 cycles from Republicans to Democrats because they were anti-Trump. But what's clear is when the race is on the issues and not on the candidate, that all of a sudden we have a switch and things change and people really start to move, and that it brings the bigger question of if the broader Democratic agenda really resonates with people as much as the broader Republican agenda.
Well, especially in these swing suburban areas that we've talked about, wealthy suburbs where people did not perhaps like President Trump's personality, but were okay with his policies. When they see Democratic progressive policies, they then have a candidate like Glenn Youngkin who runs on the issues, they move back. How fair is it to take what's happened in a number of these suburbs, these key counties outside of Richmond and outside of Washington, D.C., and extrapolate that to other places around the country, be it Georgia, be it Iowa, be it counties in Ohio?
Well, what the preliminary data is showing is that these voters that we thought switched are white women, and that they were anti-Trump, but they are pro some of these Republican policies and these issues that Youngkin ran on. So it's quite fair to extrapolate out. And it brings this idea of, if I'm a Democrat, I'm sitting here thinking, if I'm running on the current broad Democratic agenda and anti-Trump, can I win? And if I'm a Republican, I'm sitting here saying, well, Trump may play a part in the next elections. You don't have to be anti or pro-Trump, but if you run on the issues, you have a real chance at winning and getting this very important crux voter market to switch over to you.
How much we know that Terry McAuliffe made this, as much as he could, a referendum on Donald Trump because he kept talking about Donald Trump. Unusually to have the Democrat talking about a former Republican president, but that's the way he played the race. Are we to assume that if Donald Trump becomes a larger figure, a la starts running again, announces even in the before the 22 midterms, that the advantage switches back to the Democrats?
Maybe. I mean, we also have all of these questions about, was he really running on an anti-Trump agenda or just an the past presidential candidate? I mean, if we look at Virginia, the past 11 out of 12 elections, the gubernatorial race has gone for the party that is not the president's party. So maybe he wasn't so much running on an anti-Trump agenda as simply trying to push over what Virginia has notoriously been.
Real quick on this. The polling shows that education was the number1 issue, that we viewed that as this larger proxy for critical race theory, transgender bathrooms, mask mandates, and the like. How do you break that data out now to figure out really what was the key issues for Republicans who want to run on those going forward, or Democrats who say we may want to change our policies?
You're going to have a lot of pollsters asking those questions of themselves tonight. You also have the much bigger issue of shy voters and whether people are willing to tell the truth about whether that's an issue they really care about. Education is a catch-all, and it's easy to say, yes, I'm for this educational policy, or I'm not. It's a whole lot harder to say over the phone to a stranger, I'm for critical race theory, or I'm against it, or I'm for transgender bathrooms, or whatever it may be. It's a lot harder thing to get people to tell the truth.
Yeah, we have to figure out, really, in Virginia, that's one. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.